1, 2, 2. Oh, that's a loud guy. 1, 2, 2.
You sound good. Yeah,
you sound good too.
It didn't sound that loud.
All right. Let's go here. Get the scoreboard readjusted here.
A little scoreboard action. I like it.
It always goes off when I do that there. All right.
This is the hardest portion of football is trying to go ahead and figure out that scoreboard. That's the moment where I'm like, nope, I can't produce. It was way too technical for this guy.
All right. You ready?
Yep.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Robinson Park here in Wisconsin Rapids. We get you ready for Merriwood South girls softball here on Zaleski Sports. Teammates Paul Jaglinski from beautiful Robinson Park in Wisconsin Rapids. It is the visiting Newman Catholic Cardinals and the home Assumption Royals. Two teams kind of going on different trajectories this year. Newman just one win, but that was a big win against Stratford a couple of weeks ago, and Assumption on the up and up, trying to continue their run of good softball here this year.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting, Steve. I think when we started off the season, I think the expectations for the Newman Cardinals, who have been in sectionals the last couple of years, have played Pacelli really tough, were pretty high. You return Jankowski, a 3-year pitcher, coach's daughter, Lily Shields behind the plate. So, again, pretty solid core. And for Assumption, there was a lot of questions about what exactly they were going to look like, this season kind of going forward. Newman scored a really good early season win over Stratford, earning the split. I actually had them in the game that we umpired at Auburndale, where that game was tied 3-3 in the 6th inning. Jankowski had a chance to go ahead and knock in a runner from third. That actually would have gave Newman the lead. But since then, what they've run into is the Merriwood South.
Yeah.
And, we talk about the fact that there is no easy game in the Merriwood South. Edgar is playing better, Marathon playing better. Unfortunately, Newman has come up on the wrong side of that. But this is a talented team that has more than enough young ladies that can not only make a run to give Assumption a game tonight and hopefully Thursday, weather providing, but on top of it, that sectional that they're in, don't be surprised if they play Almond, if they play Pacelli tough. This is a good veteran ball club that has played them tough the last couple of years.
Today's pregame show brought to you by the Nakoosport Edward State Bank. At Nakoosport Edward State Bank, you can expect an experience filled with individualized personal care unique to you and your business. With more than 100 years of serving the Wisconsin Rapids area, makes them your neighbors, your friends, and your family. Nakoosport Edward State Bank, strong enough to protect you, large enough to serve you, and small enough to know you. Luckily enough for fans of the Merriwood South and fans of the Merriwood South and fans of the Merriwood South, you mentioned the young ladies on this team, just some outstanding athletes, state runners-up in volleyball. We'll see one of the hardest-hitting volleyball hitters in the state in Camille Soboleski in center field, an outstanding young lady, a young athlete, and you mentioned a lot of just talent, a lot of good athletes on this Newman Catholic team.
Yeah, again, for those of you familiar with the Newman Catholic Cardinals, the last name Shields has been going all the way back to Lauren, has been a one of the more dominating names. And again, Jankowski is a really good pound-the-zone pitcher. Yep. She locates it well. They do a nice job of taking the ball to opposite field when they hit. So I expect that they're going to put quite a few balls in play. Honestly, I'm surprised at the conference standings. Right now, Assumption sits a game clear of Stratford and Auburndale with 4 games to play.
Yep.
Newman sits at the bottom of the conference with only 1 conference win over Stratford. Good for Edgar, bouncing back. We saw them live after losing with Michaela Workis. So, I think that's when you look at it. And again, this week, Auburndale plays Marathon.
Yep.
And having had a chance to watch Marathon firsthand, they're 2 innings where they made a couple errors from giving Assumption everything that they could handle all the way across the board. So, we talk about how this conference continues to prepare you for the postseason and how much of an honor it is to win the Merriwood, whether it is in basketball, whether it's in softball, whether it's in baseball. This is another really good example. I really honestly believe, looking at that sectional, we're at the time where I'll pull up the sectional, we'll look at it. Don't be surprised to find if you find Newman in a sectional semi or in a sectional final. And they've played Pacelli tough the last couple of years. I think last year they played on like Door County Island or something like that. Like they had to take a ferry and there was rain and I don't know, like you needed a certain compass to find it. It was in a cave somewhere. But anyway, if I'm not mistaken, that's kind of the case. But it would not surprise me to see that matchup happen again. It's a talented group.
Yep, absolutely. We will step aside here for our national anthem in just a moment. Again, the Newman Catholic Cardinals and the Assumption Royals here tonight. So we'll have our invocation and then our national anthem. You're watching high school girls softball on Zaleski Sports.
Lord, please protect both of these teams, Assumption and Newman, as they play their hearts out tonight. At the end of the game, all the glory will be given to you. We thank you, and we pray all of these things in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Now, if you would please, rise if you are able, remove your hats, place your hands over your heart for the playing of the national anthem.
All right, national anthem is had, and we are ready to go here this afternoon in Wisconsin Rapids. Starting lineup for the Newman Catholic Cardinals. Batting first and at shortstop, it's Paige Gould. Batting second and behind the plate, Lily Shields. Batting third and in the circle is Ashley Jankowski. Batting fourth and at first base is Ava Sukinen. Batting fifth.
Plato's Pizza and Rocky Rococo's Pizza are offering a free slice of good.
Batting fifth and at third base is Madison Keene. Batting sixth and in left field is Molly Merrill. Batting seventh and in center field is Camille Soboleski. Batting eighth and the DP tonight is Lauren Thiel. Batting ninth and at second base is Brianna Scholes for Coach Jankowski. And the Newman Catholic Cardinals, they'll be going up against junior pitcher Macy Vollert for Assumption here this afternoon.
Macy sporting the shades tonight. I like the look. It's it makes her look a little cooler on a warm night. I like that. I also want to go ahead and give a shout out to the Nakusa Port Edwards band, who really went ahead and combined on a beautiful rendition of the national anthem tonight. Appreciate them making the trip over to go ahead and do an excellent rendition of that. And we thank our Port Edwards Nakusa Bank sponsor for the pregame show as well. Nice to have those kids come over and support the community.
I appreciate Rob Sigler at the Nakusa Port Edwards State Bank. You can expect an experience filled with individualized personal care unique to you and your business. Their more than 100 years of serving the Wisconsin Rapids area makes them your neighbors, your friends, and your family. Nakusa Port Edwards State Bank, strong enough to protect you, large enough to serve you, and small enough to know you.
So, Steve, one of the things that I predict just from one person, one observation in terms of where it goes, I expect that opposite field tonight will be busy. When, as Macy goes ahead and misses high with her first pitch, when I had a chance to work them, I was very impressed with the Cardinals on how patient they were at the plate and how they took pitches to the opposite direction and hit the ball hard against Auburndale.
That's popped up to center field. Long run for Smits. Dives and can't make the catch. The throw to second isn't going to be had. And a leadoff base runner is Paige Gould.
Kind of a in-between blooper, so it's one of those. Softball's a frustrating game for that reason, Steve. We're going to see a hard-hit line drive tonight that'll be caught for an out. That particular ball bloops over the head of the shortstop in front of the center fielder for a double.
And now Lily Shields, the catcher, going to be hit over to Schooley. Throw over to first is out. Throw over to third is not in time. Shields is out, but Gould reaches on the ground out.
Nice play by Anna to go ahead and get the force out at first. I'm impressed with Delaney Hahn going ahead and risking her body as Moss threw a rifle shot across the middle of the field just a little bit late. As the Cardinals now have a runner on third with one out here in the top of the first inning, looking to grab an early lead on the Royals.
Ashley Jankowski at the plate. Looks at a strike in the inside corner to Jankowski here.
Stofflet, Smith, and Carroll in the outfield working from left to right.
Delaney Hahn weigh in at thirds as Jankowski squares to bunt. Throw home is not going to be made. It's dropped. And now the throw to second isn't going to be – it is had, and throw is going to be dropped by Schooley. And so Gould will score on the bunt single by Jankowski.
You could hear Coach Nelson going ahead and expressing his frustration. You could hear him all the way up here screaming 1-1-1. Macy decided to go home. Unfortunately, caught it on the outside of it. Really heads up running by Jankowski, a smart softball player taking second base. 1-0 Cardinals here in the top of the first inning. Runner on second base.
Ava Sukinen at the plate looks at a strike, and it's 0-1. Early lead here for the Cardinals in the top of the first. Still only one out. 0-1 to Sukinen with Madison Keene on deck. He lifted to right field side. Long run. Kavanaugh gave it a run. Gave it a play just out of the reach, and it's 0-2.
You know, Steve, one of the things that you've seen during this win streak here for Assumption is they've played with the lead frequently. So interesting to see them fall behind 1-0 here in the top of the first. It's been a long time since we've seen somebody scratch out a run on Macy Vollert.
The 0-2. This is high. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Keene, then Merrill, and Soboleski for the Newman Catholic Cardinals here in the top of the first inning from Robinson Park in Wisconsin Rapids. Just underway. 1-2 from Macy rolls in there. It's off our home plate umpire, and Jankowski takes third.
For those that say Jason Wolf is not good for anything, Claire Nelson would say no, he's good for a backstop. So, again, one of the absolute best umpiring crews around. Jason Wolf working behind the plate tonight, Paul Dean out in the field. Thank all the WIAA umpires who give up their time to go ahead and come work high school sports.
2-2 is lifted up and out of play. Now another pass ball will likely score another run. Vollert can see the frustration early here. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Ava Sukinen, the first baseman.
You know, Steve, we talk about the importance of why do you go to first and get that out? Because now potentially 2 outs, get a chance to get out of the inning just giving up a run versus only 1 out, now a runner on third. Those are the little plays or those little runs that can potentially make a huge difference in a tight-knit ball game. We'll see if the Cardinals can get that a second run in.
3-2, and they sure will. Ground ball over to short, long throw, and they'll get the out at first, but an RBI ground out by Ava Sukinen.
So the Cardinals doing a good job to manufacture a run there on a bunt, fielder's choice, I guess if you will, take a look at it. Took second base on a errant throw, an error, pass ball to third, and a ground ball to take a look at. And before you know it, here in the top of the first inning, Cardinals 2, Royals nothing.
Maddie Keene now at the plate. Swings and misses. And it's 0-1. Molly Merrill on deck, the left fielder for Newman Catholic, leading 2-0 here in the top of the first. A couple of hard hit balls, a couple of bloopers. And Vollert evens it up to Keene.
One of the things, though, that we've seen already, Steve, that I had made mention of, this Cardinal team will put the ball in play. And when you put the ball in play, good things tend to happen.
The 1-1 is swung on and missed. A ball and 2 strikes now to Keene here in the top of the first. 2-away, 2-0 Newman Catholic.
Would you say her getting a RBI or getting a hit would be Keene at this point?
It'd be, the 1-2. And Voller misses again. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the first. 2-0 Newman. A lot of games on the network tonight. One added tomorrow. And now Voller runs at full now, 3-2.
Quite a few games are actually getting switched from Thursday night to Wednesday night with that impending weather. I know that Spash and Wausau West was moved to tomorrow night as well.
Wisconsin Rapids and Marshfield baseball softball did just that. And we'll have Wisconsin Rapids softball for you tomorrow, 4 p.m. over at the Quadplex against the Marshfield Tigers.
Keene proving that she has alligator blood, just going ahead and fending it off to stay alive.
3 balls and 2 strikes. Voller wheels and deals. Now it's going to be popped up to Schooley at short. That'll end the first inning, but Newman Catholic scores twice on a couple of hits. They don't leave anybody, but they score twice. We'll be back after this quick break. Zaleski Sports. What sets Nakusa Port Edward State Bank apart from other Wisconsin banks far beyond rates and financial services? You can expect an experience filled with individualized personal care unique to you and your business. Nakusa Port Edward State Bank has over 100 years of serving the Wisconsin Rapids area, local small and mid-sized businesses, while proudly supporting so many community projects over the years. They're your neighbors, your friends, and you'll find them actively serving communities where we work, live, and play. Nakusa Port Edward State Bank, strong enough to protect you, large enough to serve you, and small enough to know you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
You couldn't possibly go through all this stuff by yourself, especially since Dad isn't as young and mobile as he used to be. You know, I'd love to help if I had more time between work, kids, and their activities. Have you considered getting any help?
I'd love to, but I don't know who to call.
Kushel & Kushel, removal and recycling services for seniors, handicaps, and those who need help. We do the dirty work so you don't have to. From painting, landscaping, moving, chores, and more. Please give David a call at 715-323-5762.
Welcome back to Robinson Park here in Wisconsin Rapids. As Paul mentioned earlier, haven't seen this too often. Assumption trailing 2-0 after the first inning. They'll send up Anna Schooley, Ari Kavanaugh, Claire Nelson, Macy Voller, Lydia Smits, Jess Norton, Lexi Stofflet, Madison Moss, and Delaney Hahn against Ashley Jankowski for Newman Catholic. First offering to Schooley just misses. Jason Wolf, one of the, as Paul had mentioned earlier as well, one of the best umpires in the state, has worked many state championship or state tournament games. The 1-2 is hit hard past third and foul, and it's 1-1.
Steve, on the network tonight, it's Wisconsin Rapids baseball 3, Marshfield nothing in the top of the fourth inning. Where are we at on Coach Watch on the quest for 600? Any idea?
400.
Oh, quest for 400.
Yep, he got it over the weekend against they swept La Crosse Central, and Coach Galetta picked up his 400th win. So
congratulations, Coach Galetta. I'm a little late to the party, but hopefully he can work hard on getting to 500 soon. He's on his way.
Yeah, I'm not sure how many years he's got left. He, I believe, retiring from teaching after this year, and baseball might be soon after that. The 2-1 lined fair down the line, and Anna Schooley will truck into second with a leadoff double.
So one of the things that you can see that it's a little bit different about Jankowski is that she throws a really definitive, I wouldn't call it an ephus, but it's definitely a slow changeup. She does a good job of locating the ball inside and out, and she pounds the zone, so she forces you to put the ball in play. You can see Anna Schooley was a little bit early on a hard hit ball down the line that was just foul, and then went ahead and ripped a double down the line.
Now Kavanaugh to right field. That one is going to drop for a base hit. Kavanaugh will head to second, maybe third. Schooley will score, and Ari Kavanaugh with an RBI triple for the Assumption Royals.
What a response from Schooley and Kavanaugh. After falling down 2-0, you kind of wondered how the Royals would come out. Anna Schooley rips a double. Ari Kavanaugh goes ahead and rips a triple. One down the left field line, one down the right field line, and maybe the hottest hitter, definitely in the Merriwood. I'm not sure about the state, but Claire Nelson steps up with a chance to go ahead and tie this game at 2 apiece here in the bottom of the first inning. Cardinals 2, Royals 1.
Offering to Nelson is going to be hit to second. They're going to try and come home, and another mistake by the Newman Catholic Cardinals, much like the Assumption Royals, went home instead of got the easy out.
You know, so it's kind of an interesting piece there. In Assumption's case, I think they were taking the side of it where Macy Villard had that bunt when you take a look at it. I wonder if Coach Jankowski was trying to think about there, do we try to gun it out at home just because runs are at such a premium when you take a look at it there?
Macy Villard pops it up. Foul territory. Shields gives it a run. And out of play, maybe? Yeah.
Yeah, out of play.
Okay.
Now, it'd be interesting to see if Coach Nelson puts the fleet-footed Claire Nelson in motion to go ahead and swipe second base. Oh, ball has been thrown back in place.
You just need a window right here.
Yeah,
you just got to extend it here.
Well, you missed it. There was a carrier pigeon that came and dropped it over the top. It was just really a unique sight.
The 0-1. Voller ground ball to second. Double play. No, bobbled again to first. And there is an error. And everybody is safe. The error goes on Paige Gould for Newman Catholic.
Yeah, it's one of those deals Gould was thinking too. But after she mishandled it, Claire Nelson had a good break coming off of first base, wasn't able to get it there, and the throw across was a little bit behind. So runners on first and second. The lone senior, Lydia Smith, comes up to bat for the Royals in a 2-2 game here in the bottom of the first from Robinson Park.
Smith looks at a ball inside. Lydia going to Madison next year, I believe, from what I saw on the social media Instagram. Anyway. Not sure if it's true or not, but I believe it is. Could be wrong, but Lydia is pretty smart, so I would not be surprised.
Well, we'll probably badger her after the game, so thank you.
Reminder to visit Marshfield. Marshfield Dairy Fest is May 31st through June 2nd. Check out marshfieldchamber.com for all the details. See you in Marshfield for a fun-filled weekend.
You know, Steve, interesting go-around. First of all, I mean, I've had many good times in Marshfield, so how do you not go wrong? I mean, the final boss lives there, so, I mean, well, if Jay-Z's in the house, you know it's a good time.
1-2 as Smits fouls it off the ground, and it remains 1 ball and 2 strikes.
That being stated, another interesting softball game tonight over in Cloverville action. Columbus Catholic 2, Gilman 1. Looks like we are in the bottom of the third inning. I think it's Columbus threatening to build on that lead, but I believe that is for first place with 2 undefeated conference teams there, if I'm not mistaken.
That one just misses. Could be right. Yeah.
I'm almost sure of it. Well, I'm partially sure of it. I'm kind of sure of it. I got it.
The 2-2 to Lydia. Could be hit over to third. Steps on third for the out. Lydia is going to be safe at first base as Keene steps on third to record the first out.
And up comes number 25 for Assumption, the designated player, Jess Norton. It seems like, Steve, just about every game we talk about Jess coming up in a big spot. She's been a real bright spot for Coach Nelson and Coach Hill as she's had a hot bat.
Grounded to Jankowski. She underhands it to third and got the double play. The 1-5-3 double play to end the first inning. Wow, nice job by Jankowski, Keene, and Sukinen to end that inning for Newman Catholic. Assumption scores twice. They leave 1. We've played 1 complete, tied at 2. Back after this, Zaleski Sports.
Business owners share so many challenges, but there's one challenge that has an easy solution. Branding your business with creative graphics and a plethora of effective print marketing options is as easy as Quality Plus Printing. With over 30 years of marketing expertise and a track record of happy customers, you can trust in Quality Plus Printing to develop the perfect brand for you. As a business owner, you have enough to focus on. Give yourself a break and trust in Quality Plus Printing on 8th Street in Wisconsin Rapids, or find us at qpprinting.com. That's qpprinting.com.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fir, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflateri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
It'll be 6, 7, and 8 here for Newman Catholic in the second inning. Molly Merrill, Camille Soboleski, and Lauren Thiel for the Cardinals. Reminder, today's broadcast is brought to you in part by Wood Street Rentals. For any size job when you need equipment, look to Wood Street Rentals, offering a great variety of rental equipment to help you get the job done with delivery service to any job site. That's Wood Street Rentals as Vollert pumps in a strike, and it's 0-1.
I can confirm that they have stuff to help clean up your yard. I am a Wood Street rental customer and very happy. They helped me thatch and clean up the yard, or I shouldn't say they helped, but they gave me the equipment to do so.
The 0-1 misses low.
I also do have to brag. I am not the most handy person, but if you drive past 4131 Review Lane and you notice the mailbox, all this guy right there. Very, very proud of myself.
The 1-1 as Vollert gets Merrill to swing and miss. 1-2 now.
Learned about expandable foam concrete. The folks at the Helpful Hardware store were quite helpful. I shout out to the folks.
The 1-2 misses outside, evens it up at 2-2.
So I think kind of a nice response, Steve, just kind of put a bow on that first inning. So a nice response by Newman Catholic to come out and grab 2 runs, really challenge Assumption early. Nice response by Assumption's top of the order. And then I thought Jankowski really did a great job settling down, had the force out of Lydia to go ahead and get the first out of the inning, and then took the play herself to third. And then through they were able to turn the 1-5-3, not a double play you see very often across the way, to get out of that inning. But again, I think that just as a compliment to Jankowski and just where she's able to do so.
And there's the first Serve Pro Jamie Wenzel strikeout of the day for Macy Vollert. Serve Pro, or call Jamie Wenzel at Serve Pro for the #1 choice in cleanup and restoration. Serve Pro like it never even happened. Now Camille Soboleski, we mentioned her earlier, one of the hardest hitting volleyball players in the state, and she has made a name for herself at the state tournament this last fall. And she lines this one to left field, and a 1-out base hit for Camille here in the second.
Speaking of hard hitting, she did a nice job of jumping on a first pitch fastball, maybe a rise ball from Macy Vollert, and pounding that ball to the middle of the field for a runner. You know, again, that Newman Catholic volleyball run was really impressive. You know, that's a team that's been a traditional power, had fallen off the last couple years, but really made a nice run. I think they captured the gold ball, or the silver ball. They were runner-up, if I'm not mistaken. And they're bringing back a lot of pieces this year.
Yeah, the Merriwood, the top of the Merriwood is going to be very, very tough. Stratford girls bringing back a lot. Newman Catholic bringing back a lot. It's going to be a fun fall, which hard to believe. Not that far away.
Yeah, tomorrow is May 1st already.
The 0-1 misses high. 1 ball and 1 strike.
You know, Steve, it's amazing how quick time goes. It's my understanding that you had your first T-ball experience last night. How did that go? Can we get a little update for the group?
It was entertaining. It was cold. Dad probably shouldn't have worn shorts to T-ball practice, but
oh no, I disagree. You got to set the tone early. You got to go ahead and make sure that the kids know you're tough. You can handle it. I like it.
Yeah, no, she had a good time. She asked me afterwards, as Macy Vollert picks up a Serve Pro Jamie Wenzel strikeout there for the second out of the inning. After practice on the way home, she asked Mom and Dad if next week was going to be warmer. We're hoping so. We can't promise.
I'm not going to lie to you. At some point, we're going to get a May snowstorm yet. I feel like that is an inevitable that's coming yet here. So
yeah, she enjoyed it though. So
that's outstanding. I'm so glad to hear.
That's positive. It's a good start. I mean, we'll see how the rest of the summer goes, but need to try something once.
You're going to blink. Yesterday was the first day of T-ball. Before you know it, you'll be coming home and she'll have her driver's license. That was Jordan's big accomplishment today. She, if you stay off the roads in Wisconsin Rapids, she officially has her license. It's like, oh my goodness. I don't know how I got that old. I understand how Sarah did, but I don't understand how I did. So yeah, I don't know. It is what it is. Yeah. So Cardinals 2, Royals 2, top of the second inning. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
And that one just misses outside here to Brianna Scholes, the second baseman for Newman Catholic. Beautiful night here in Wisconsin Rapids. Tomorrow's supposed to be nice, and then more rain on Thursday. And that was going to be off the end of the bat to Vollert. Tosses it over to Madison Moss to end the second inning. No runs and a base hit. Couple of strikeouts, 1 left on for Newman. Here through an inning and a half. We've played an inning and a half, and it is 2-2. Back after this, Zaleski Sports.
Culligan Water delivers. From your first call to your first sip, to your first soak. Culligan, give us a tap. The only water that comes with a van.
Customize your next apparel order with Maida Custom Apparel of Stevens Point. Visit us today for custom baseball and softball apparel. Need help with a design? We have you covered. Our highly skilled staff will turn your idea into a reality with great quality screen printing. Or choose from a variety of embroidery options today. Visit us at our physical store or online at maidacustom.com.
Welcome back to Robinson Park. It'll be 7-8-9 for Assumption, Stofflet, Moss, and Hahn for the Royals here in the second. Reminder that an SCS apartment or home is where you want to live, work, and play all throughout central Wisconsin, the Chippewa Valley, and the Fox Valley. No matter where you live, look to SC Swiderski to make you feel right at home. Visit scswiderski.com for more.
So an important inning for the Royals to at least get one on, so they can get themselves back to the top of the order. So Stofflet, Moss, and Hahn have been quite productive for the Royals here as you bring up 7, 8, and 9.
There's a high outside strike, evens it up at a ball and strike.
But given how hot of a hitter and with the power that Anna Schooley has, the opportunity to go ahead and get her back up with a runner on would be big for the Royals.
And Stofflet drives this one to left center field, and she is going to one-hop the wall. And Lexi Stofflet will head to second for a leadoff double.
Ask and thou shalt receive. Lexi Stofflet goes ahead and ropes a ball to left center as she goes ahead and puts the Royals in a great spot here in the bottom of the second inning with that leadoff runner on second base.
We talk about it every game so much about the wind here at Robinson Park. You look at the flag out in center field, barely moving. If it was blowing any other day, it may have been her first home run.
Coach,
and Moss fouls it off.
You know, Madison's done a really nice job for Assumption this year at first base. She's done a nice job with the bat. If there's been one area where she has not maybe come through for Coach Nelson as often as you like, has been getting that bunt down. I know that they've been working hard with her at practice on it. Unfortunately, unable to get it down the first time. We'll see if Coach Nelson goes back to it the second, and he does not. So no balls, 2 strikes, no outs, bottom of the second inning. Cardinals 2, Royals 2.
Ashley Jankowski in the circle for the final time here at Robinson Park in her high school career, I believe, right? Senior?
Senior,
Yep.
yes.
I would assume so. She's been.
Or if she goes to Mexico, she'd be senior. So.
The 1-2 from Jankowski to Moss. Swings at a high fastball, and there's the first strikeout tonight for Ashley. One away here in the second.
Brings up number 5, Delaney Hahn, the 9-hitter for the Royals. We'll see if Delaney can go ahead and reach base. But either way you look at it, you're going to hopefully, barring double play.
Now it's going to be popped up to center field. Long run for Soboleski, and that was going to drop. And Hahn will head to second. Stofflet heads to third. And now Lexi will try to score. She will. Hahn will head to third.
Excellent base running there by Lexi Stofflet. So the ball dropped in front of the center fielder. They chose to go ahead and try to get the lead runner at third. The throw was errant. Coach Nelson got aggressive, as we've seen the Royals go ahead and be this year. Lexi Stofflet with great hustle going ahead and giving the Royals a 3-2 lead. Hahn on a single took a heads-up advance to second base on the throw and then was able to advance to third on the error. Or are we calling it error?
There was an error in there somewhere.
Let's call it an error. So anyway, long story short, it brings Hahn to third with only 1 out, and now Anna Schooley coming up. She puts the ball in play, which Anna has been doing. Royals look to be able to expand upon their lead.
Yeah, there's an error in there somewhere on the throw to third that allowed Stofflet to score and Delaney over to third base. Stop Construction is a premier builder of municipal and industrial water and wastewater treatment systems in the Midwest. Stop Construction, a 100% employee-owned company. Meeting at second base with the whole team right now for Coach Jankowski. Going over
second time in this game, Steve, I would assume that they're talking about throw coverage. So you think about the ball that was hit to second base, they chose to come home versus first. In this case, you had a ball that was hit to center field as opposed to keep the force. You threw it to third. It cost you a run. Now you've got a runner on third. When you're near the bottom of the conference with a younger team that struggles to score runs, you have to really be able to protect runs at a premium.
And Schooley squares the bunt this time. And now they got Hahn in a pickle, and it's off the glove of the third baseman, and a run will score. Schooley will head to first. So Schooley reached on a bunt single. Hahn will score on the error by Keene.
Coach Nelson talking with Delaney about where that goes. Again, Steve, I think sometimes you take for granted just remembering how young this Royals team is. So we've seen Ari Kavanaugh and Anna Schooley as Anna goes ahead and takes second base on the steal. But you've seen Ari Kavanaugh and Anna Schooley go ahead and execute that play quite frequently. But in this case, it's probably the first time Delaney Hahn's been asked to do that. So she came breaking down the line. Anna had a good bunt. She kind of stopped halfway down the line. So maybe that's by design and she was too far, or maybe it was a suicide and she didn't go through. Anyway, look at a good coaching moment there for Coach Nelson. As it works out for the Royals, they go ahead and got the run. So it's 4-2, bottom of the second inning. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Anna Schooley on second base. Ari Kavanaugh, who tripled in her first at bat, at the plate.
The 1-1. Fouls it off of her foot.
That hurts.
And will regain herself and resettle herself up.
It looks like that was off the little piggy that went to market. I'm not going to lie to you. That hurts even up in the booth.
Schooley stands at second with great speed for Assumption. The 1-2. Kavanaugh to right center field, and it's a base hit there for Kavanaugh. Those Newman outfielders have just been so close to so many of them, but Kavanaugh reaches with her second hit of the game.
Remember when I told you in that first inning, Steve, softball's a weird game? It's one of those, you hit a hard hit line drive, somebody catches, but those little bloops just tend to go ahead and especially, in softball, the bases are a little bit shorter, infielders are drawn in, outfielders are kind of in that tweener zone.
Now Claire Nelson with 2 on, and Kavanaugh will take second with no play.
So now runners on second and third, still only 1 out. Claire Nelson at the plate. Again, with a pitcher like Jankowski, it makes you wonder if they will intentionally look to pitch around her.
And now Schooley will head home, and that one gets past, and now Kavanaugh is going to try and score. The throw is not in time. A 2-run wild pitch for Assumption, and they add 2 more here.
Unbelievably great hustle by Ari Kavanaugh from second base. Had a great break. Followed around. Coach Nelson allowing her to be aggressive. The ball got past Shields initially for the 5th run. Her throw back to Jankowski got past Jankowski for the 6th run. So now 2 balls, no strikes, 6-2 Royals, bottom of the second inning.
Nelson looks at a ball outside, 3-0 to the Royals junior catcher, Claire Nelson. Nobody on, 1 away, 6-2 Assumption here in the second. One right down the gut for a strike, 3-1. Macy Voller waiting on deck.
Looks like Claire was taken the whole way there.
Yeah.
You could see it when she threw the ball. She kind of had the nod like, okay.
3-1 is driven hard to right center field, and it 1 hops the bottom of the wall, and Claire Nelson will head into a 1-out double.
Claire Nelson cutting that ball in half, doing a nice job going ahead and hitting that ball off the fence.
Now Macy Voller reached on an error her last time up. Made a Custom Apparel in Stevens Point provides quality decorated apparel from your hometown schools and summer teams to corporate and team outings, along with promotional items and sporting goods. That's Made a Custom Apparel, Business Park, Stevens Point.
Into the ball game, the courtesy run for the catcher, which you're allowed to do for catcher and pitcher, number 3 for Assumption, Jordan Jaglinski. Claire taking the welcomed opportunity to go ahead and get her catching gear back on and grab a drink.
Runner at second and 1 out for Macy Vollert. Going to hit hard past third and foul, 0-1. Since 2005, Metallico has been one of North America's largest secondary aluminum billet producers, offering hundreds of jobs to the Wisconsin Rapids area. Your next career is just a call or stop away. Learn more about working at Metallico at metallico.com or stop in to apply at their plant in Wisconsin Rapids.
Jankowski going ahead and showing off that effective changeup that she has. Throwing that for a strike. No balls, 2 strikes.
Just misses a tad bit outside, 1-2.
Painting the corner, Steve, they would say. Painting the corner.
Runner at second and 1 out. That one rolls in there, and that one gets past Shields. Jaglinski will take third.
Again, you talk about the growth for the young Assumption team. Early in the year, that's a ball that perhaps you don't get the same read on with some of those young base runners. You can start to see the growth from this Royals team.
The 2-2. Hit hard into left. An RBI base hit for Macy Vollert. Went right with it, smashed it into left field.
Good to see Macy going ahead and continuing to swing a hot stick as the Royals extend their lead to 7-2 here in the bottom of the second inning.
Now Lydia Smits reached down to fielder's choice.
Steve, from Stevens Point, in the top of the second inning, we have the Wausau West Warriors 0, the Stevens Point area high school Panthers 0 as well.
Spash baseball and softball again having tremendous seasons. Spash softball hasn't lost. We'll see them next week when they come to Wisconsin Rapids. And that's going to be hit up the middle to second for one. Across, not in time. And Smits is going to reach down a fielder's choice.
Nice play by Gould over there to go ahead and take the first out herself. Did a nice job of stepping. Unfortunately for her, she needed a turn versus being able to come across the base, and I think that's what cost her the double play. But a really nice play by Gould to record the second out of the inning. So 7-2 Royals, 2 outs, bottom of the second inning. Up comes number 25, Jess Norton, the DP.
Jess fouls it straight back, 0-1. Grounded into a double play to end the first inning. The ninth hitter of the inning for Assumption.
We'll see if Coach Nelson gets aggressive to send Lydia in motion here with 2 outs.
The 0-1 coming back. Can be hit up the middle. Gould, another nice play on the run, and rifles one over to first to end the second inning. Assumption scores 5 times on 6 hits. There were a couple of errors and 1 left on. We have played 2 complete. 7-2 Assumption. Back after this, Zaleski Sports.
Wisconsin River Orthopedics has been providing comprehensive care to Wood County for over 50 years. We offer urgent care for orthopedic pain and injuries, joint replacement, along with focused sports medicine care from evaluation to rehabilitation. Our facilities offer a spacious rehab center to get you back to doing what you love most, along with the latest technology in our ambulatory surgery center and a comfortable open MRI. Stop living with pain and limited range in your joints. Turn to Wisconsin River Orthopedics and get back to the way life is meant to be.
Chili Implement, located just west of Marshfield in Chili, is your Kubota dealer in central Wisconsin. Big or small, Chili Implement has all the best equipment waiting for you. From farm tractors to lawn care, plus work and have fun in a Kubota side-by-side. Choose Chili Implement for your parts and service too. Chili Implement, open Monday through Saturday to serve you and 24/7 online at chiliimplement.com.
Welcome back to Robinson Park here in Wisconsin Rapids. 1, 2, and 3 due up for the Cardinals here this afternoon. Trailing 7-2, Macy Vollert back in the circle. Paige Gould, Lily Shields, and Ashley Jankowski for Newman Catholic. Gould singled and scored back in the first inning.
Back to the top of the order, which...
And again, going opposite field, and a leadoff base hit for the speedy Paige Gould.
You know, Steve, that's a good example of what we had talked about before, where that's a good piece of patient hitting, going with the outside pitch, hitting it to the opposite field. They did that a lot versus Auburndale and Auburndale's top pitcher, Morgan.
Griesbach.
Griesbach. Yep. I was very impressed with the top of their lineup in that Auburndale game.
Squares the bunt to Shields, gets it down right in front of home plate. The throw to second in time, throw to first in time, throw to second as they try to throw behind Gould. And Lily Shields with the sacrifice bunt.
So that was an outstanding bunt by Shields, and even a better pop-up and field by Nelson. She picked that clean with her glove and was able to go ahead and fire to first base to record the out. Of course, we talk about it just about every game, Claire being the recent Division II commit to Missouri Western State, the Griffins, go Griffs. I don't know, the hashtag is go Griffs. So anyway, look at it. But again, that's another really underrated play by Claire Nelson. Not only has she been hot with the bat, but done an excellent job for the Royals behind the plate.
The 1-0 count here to Jankowski. rips it foul, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Steve, don't be surprised to see Jankowski take this ball to left field. She's just got a good, patient approach. Macy's been working to the outside. I would fully expect that that's where she's going to be able to go ahead and take that.
The 1-1. Swung on a miss. Got it past her, and it's 1-2.
Other games on the network, I see that we have Pacelli and Poinette softball.
Oh, yeah, the Pumas.
Ooh, the Pumas. I like that name.
1-2 misses outside. 2-2.
Anyway, they're in the top of the second inning. That's 0-0 Pacelli and Poinette. Kind of a cool-looking field over in Pacelli, or in Poinette.
Yeah.
Yeah. All dirt infield.
Usually, I don't know if they still have it. That's a 2-2 to Jankowski. Is going to be popped up and out of play. But they used to, every spring, they used to have the Poinette Jamboree, which was a big softball tournament. I don't know if they still do or not, but used to host a massive softball tournament.
I was always kind of a fan of the Bearskin Jamboree. That's a little Disney reference for you.
The 2-2. Popped up, playable. Nelson will make the play in foul territory for the second out.
Interesting. A lot of times you see the catcher go ahead and rip off their mask to go ahead and take a look at it. Claire Nelson wanted to add a little degree of difficulty to it. But that's an important second out. So now 2 down here for the Royals in the top of the third inning. They've got a 7-2 lead. Gould on second base. And
Ava Sukinen.
At the plate.
Sukinen grounds it over to Hahn at third. Freshman to freshman to end the third inning. No runs on a base hit and 1 left. We've played 2.5. It is Assumption 7 and Newman 2. Back after this, Zaleski Sports.
The Sports Den, located on Marshfield's sunny south side since 1975. The Sports Den has the area's best selection of outdoor equipment. Find top brands of snowshoes, cross-country and downhill skis, snowboards, swimming equipment, skateboards, and more. The Sports Den has a full-service bike repair center along with top bike brands, Specialized, Trek, and others. The Sports Den is Central Wisconsin's fat bike headquarters. Visit the Sports Den in Marshfield Monday through Saturday and thesportsden.net.
Welcome. How may we help you?
New windows, new garage, new car, swimming pool. Tuition, we're not talking scholarship here. And a vacation.
Our affordable home equity line of credit may be just what you need.
Medical expenses, braces for our youngest. How about the dog? Roof. How about the roof? And did I mention how long I wanted that vacation to be?
Your money, your life. How may we help you?
All right. Lexi Stofflet to lead things off. She roped a double into left center field her last time up to start the second inning. Grounds it to third and just foul as the third baseman Keene picked it up in foul territory. Ashley Jankowski in the circle. The 0-1. Rolls in there. Solaris customers have enjoyed the same low price for 5 years running. No tricks, no gimmicks, no kidding. Packages starting at $49.99 a month. Visit Solaris.net today and learn more. As Stofflet grounds it back to Jankowski, and there's 1 up and 1 down.
Nice play by Jankowski. You know, Steve, over the weekend, I was actually at the wedding of 2 Solaris Wi-Fi engineers. The wedding was okay, but the reception was amazing. So, again, our friends over at Solaris, they do such a great job for us. We've been so happy, my wife and I, since we moved to Rapids as a customer. Just really appreciate Solaris. Encourage you to go check them out.
Madison Moss, goodness gracious. Can't keep them all separated here. Madison Moss at the plate for Assumption, falls behind 0-2.
Jankowski got her swinging the first time and has got an early 0-2 lead on her as we play in the bottom of the third inning. 7 for the Royals, 2 for the Cardinals.
Tried that corner again, just missed, and it's 1-2 to Moss.
Over at the field in Wisconsin Rapids, it's 5-0 Rapids baseball over Stevens Point.
And that one's fouled up.
Over Marshfield, excuse me. Not breaking news. Let me go back just so I don't get into the chat. Excuse me. Wisconsin Rapids 5, Marshfield 0 in the top of the 5th inning here in Rapids on the ball diamond. 1
ball and 2 strikes, 1 away. Going to be popped up to second. Over on and making a nice play is Brianna Scholes for the second out.
If I read it correctly, I believe that Jordan Lopnow had tweeted out that the SPASH baseball program and softball program are the only program in the state that have both baseball and softball program undefeated at this time. Again, that is a heck of a community over there from a ball diamond standpoint.
0-1 to Hahn. She fouls it off. The Kaukauna Galloping Ghosts, speaking of top-tier softball teams, Kaukauna won their 94th game in a row on Saturday against Germantown. That was going to be grounded backhanded over to first. And we'll talk more about the Galloping Ghosts when we come back to Wisconsin Rapids. 3 up, 3 down here in the third. We've played 3 complete. It's still 7-2 Assumption. Back after this quick break, Zaleski Sports.
Little Sprouts Learning Garden with 2 convenient central Wisconsin locations. Here's Brooke Sievers to tell us about it.
Little Sprouts has been around for almost 7 years here in Auburndale. In Rudolph, we've been open for about 2.5. We serve here in Auburndale. We have 6 weeks old up until 12-year-olds. And then in Rudolph, we have 1-year-olds up until 12-year-olds. The biggest thing that we do with them is we have play-based learning so that they learn through play with each other. And social skills are a huge part of what we do with them.
Find Little Sprouts Learning Garden on Facebook today.
Buy 3 Goodyear tires and 1 is free has been extended at Sherrill Tire and Auto Service. Plus, get up to $200 back on 4 installed Goodyear tires when you use the Goodyear credit card. Buy 3 and 1 is free in March at Sherrill Tire and Auto. Find your location at SherrillTire.com.
Madison Keene to lead things off here for Newman Catholic. And right before we went to break, we were talking about the Kaukauna Galloping Ghosts girls softball team. 94 wins in a row. The most, of course, in state history. 112 is the all-time national record from a team in Louisiana in the early 80s. And as Vollert pumps in a strike, 0-1. And the tough thing for Kaukauna down the stretch, they have a triangular at the end of the year where they host Wetosha Central and I believe Kenosha Bradford maybe. Whatever the number 2 team in the state is right now. The rankings on coaches poll just came out today, and that one misses high, 2-1. But Kaukana's number 1. Kenosha something is number 2 and SPASH is number 3 in the coaches poll, and Kaukauna hosts the number 2 team in the state. I believe the second to last game of the year.
So, Steve, you had said that, just to confirm, Kaukauna has the current state record for most consecutive wins.
Yep.
And nationally, where are they at?
They're 18 away. 112 is the all-time record. I think right now they're tied for 6th all-time in the national record books.
If you want to know why Steve Maves is the best in the business, that is insight quality you will only get here on high-quality broadcasts that Steve Maves brings you here on Zaleski Sports.
3-2 foul straight back.
That is impressive knowledge. By the way, Kenosha Bradford is 14-0. They are the second-ranked team in the state.
Bradford, yep.
And you said that was Wetosha Central, I believe, is the other team in that. Their honorable mention, 9-1 this week.
So
I mean, again, to be the best, you got to play the best. And shout out to Kaukauna, who's been doing it for years.
Going to be grounded back to Vollert. Yeah, you don't get to where they are with. I mean, you could scheduling bad teams, but you don't become one of the top softball teams in the whole country with scheduling bad teams.
Speaking of shout-outs, how about compliments to Macy Vollert and Ashley Jankowski, who have fielded the pitcher position unbelievably well in this game. Like they are human vacuums. Anything that's been near them, they have fielded cleanly and made some outstanding plays in this game.
Molly Merrill at the plate, swings and misses. And during the break, we were talking about notable winning streaks. The state of Wisconsin has had some of the longest in national history or in the nation for high school sports. Of course, Kaukauna in the top 10 now. Kimberly had one of the longest football winning streaks with the Blackhawk girls in the girls basketball sphere as well. So
now, careful, we've got a Newman broadcast. That Blackhawk streak is sensitive topic when it comes to Cardinal country. for if Dan Ross and Jason Van Heusen are listening, I apologize for Steve's comment in advance. Of course, Blackhawk beat us at state a couple of years running, and the Butler girl and Ludinger, but they were solid. That was a fun team to play. If you look at the success they had.
And then a shout out to Three Lakes for beating Blackhawk in the COVID state championship run, and then Assumption ended up winning the state tournament that year.
2020 was a good year. I'm a big fan of the lacrosse center. I think that was an outstanding deal, and a shout out to the public school state champs as well, who up in Three Lakes. I know it was a fun tournament, a little bit of a different time. Kind of looking back, playing in masks and kind of have it all in one day, but certainly. As I like to say, gold basketballs live forever. So
2-2 foul at the plate.
Speaking of rankings, just because you mentioned it, Steve, so Mosinee currently ranked number 1 at 14-0 in the Division II poll. New London in their sectional suffered their first loss, and it was a conference loss. So they're 11-1.
The 2-2 coming back. We'll talk about undefeated teams that just lost this last week, as Vollard just misses count runs full.
In Division III, you're seeing Broadhead, who is currently 10-0, Mishicot, who is currently 15-0. Interestingly, both Stratford and Auburndale were previously ranked. Both have fallen out of the rankings.
Popped up, first base side, and out of play.
But Aquinas, who will be coming here for the Royal Rumble, has found their way into the rankings there for... Uh-oh.
Dog went after the ball. Probably unplayable after he chews on it.
Slobbered a little bit. Excuse me. By the way, that's over in Division III, by the way, Steve. My apologies for that. In Division IV, Stratford Tigers at 9-4 are still ranked, and Auburndale is back in the rankings at 9-3, currently 8 and 10 in the state. But both had dropped a little bit previously from where they were. But both currently ranked in the WIS Sports poll, with Grantsburg being 10-0, on top of it, Fall Creek being ranked second.
Macy Vollard picking up a Surf Pro Jamie Wenzel strikeout there to Molly Merrill. 2-away now for Camille Soboleski, who drove a line drive to center fielder last time up. There's a swing and a miss, 0-1.
And just to round it out in Division 5, Oakfield dropped their first game. They're now 10-1. Pacelli 13-1, currently ranked second. Assumption is 8-4, ranked fourth. Thorpe in the area ranked 6th at 11-2. Almond ranked 9th at 10-2.
The 0-1 at the knees, first strike, 0-2.
And Hillsborough, who, of course, is part of Assumption sectional, 9-2, ranked 10th. So, again, we're kind of getting to that point where I think we can really start talking about the end of the year playoff seedings. Have got to be right around the corner, I would think.
Yeah, probably next weekend, maybe. I know baseball is either the 12th, talking to a baseball coach, either the 12th or the 15th. So softball's got to be a week before that. So probably next week sometime. Probably next Sunday, maybe the Sunday would be the 5th. So maybe Sunday. Yeah.
Well, Steve, we're right in the heart of, after tonight's game, Assumption's going to have 3 conference games remaining. So it's amazing how quickly that season has gone. We talk about it's a 4 or 5 week sprint, because we lose so much of that to the snowfall in the beginning of the year. The fields have held up well, pretty impressive. Obviously, Assumption lost a game last night with Wild Rose, who were unable to get the field ready. But the field has really held the water well, and we're able to get back on it today.
2-2 is a off-speed pitch, and Vollard picks up 2 more Serve Pro Jamie Wenzel strikeouts. Here in the 4th, we've played 3.5. It is still 7-2. Assumption, top of the order coming out for the Royals when we get back here on Zaleski Sports.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love home furniture.
Hi, this is Jill from Home Furniture and Design. Since 1970 and 4 generations, our family has been proudly offering quality furniture like Lazy Boy, Serta, and Amish to Central Wisconsin. We also offer free in-home design with our professionally trained designers to help you create a space that is uniquely yours, whether it's just a sofa or the entire home.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love home furniture.
West Grand Avenue, Wisconsin Rapids, and Post Road in Plover.
After a couple years of a job that doesn't fit, it's time for more money, more opportunity. That is where Mid-State Technical College comes in. Would cooking be a good fit? Try on a career in welding. Perhaps the outdoors suits you better. Or maybe helping people is a better fit. No matter your path, we've got cutting-edge classes with field-trained professionals and better tuition options, making Mid-State the perfect fit.
Bottom of the fourth inning we go. Anna Schooley to lead things off, followed by Ari Kavanaugh and Claire Nelson. Right during that talk of the rankings, we were talking about undefeated teams that had just lost. McDonald Central, probably just lost our conference championship last night or last week to Fall Creek, as they battled a lot during basketball, and now this again in softball. Fall Creek swept McDonald, a state qualifying team last year. I think it was 14-8 and 10-9. As the Crickets took 2 from the Max this week.
Aubrey Dorn, one of the better all-around three-sport athletes you'll find over at McDonald Central. I'm not sure where she is heading to school, but very, very impressive from there. We'll see if McDonald Central can find their way back down the state again this year, Steve.
The 2-0 is the third one misses high to Schooley. 3 balls and no strikes. Wisconsin River Orthopedics, they encourage you to stop living with the pain. Come see them and let's get you back to living your life to the fullest. For joint pain, rehabilitation, urgent care, and more, come to Wisconsin River Orthopedics in Wisconsin Rapids. Schooley had the green light on the 3-0 and lined it foul and out of play, 3-1. Speaking of the Royal Rumble, that's next weekend, or not this weekend, but May 11th. We'll have games all day, and that was going to be ripped to left center field, and a leadoff single for Anna Schooley on base for the third time.
Anna Schooley with a round. She's disappointed that Coach Schill held her up there. Speaking of the Royal Rumble, do you think that Roman Reigns will come back and challenge Cody Rhodes at that, or is that not the Royal you're talking about?
Yeah, not quite.
Oh, God, not the one you're talking about there. Gotcha. WWE draft last night, I've been trying to keep up with it in terms of keeping an option. Actually, it was kind of interesting to see Mahomes give up the Super Bowl rings last night. It's kind of an interesting side note for those that follow. Let's talk about something a little bit different, Steve. We just talked about the fact that as Kavanaugh takes and
they got her. Yeah, the foot by Gould, the foot by Paige Gould blocking Anna Schooley, and then Shields threw her out.
So Lily Shields, again, we talked about it at the beginning of the ball game. A great three-sport athlete for Newman Catholic, a solid basketball player, a very scrappy defender.
I don't know. And that was going to be roped to right field, and that one's going to drop in, and Kavanaugh will stop at first with a one-out base hit.
Anyway, Shields, a great three-sport athlete. Certainly the setter for the volleyball team and also a front-row hitter, a solid defender on the basketball squad, and does a nice job behind the plate. Very rare that you see Anna Schooley get thrown out. That might be the first time we've seen her thrown out. So one out here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Kavanaugh on first, hot-hitting Claire Nelson at the plate. Royals up by 5.
First one misses low to Claire, and it's 1-0.
So kind of going back to WIAA sectional, just taking a look at it. So again, we talked about it, Steve, up in the Cardinal sectional. It's the sectional final will be played at Pacelli. So you're talking Elko, Florence, Lobino, Wayona, Lena, St. Thomas Aquinas, Newman Catholic, Niagara, Goodman Pembine, Northern Lutheran, Wasaki. With the Cardinals battling in the Merriwood South, I would expect them to be the favorite in that particular regional or sectional. I know that Wabino, Leona has got a nice record. There's always some solid teams that are up there. But this ball game, you can even see in this particular ball game, the Cardinals have been very close to really going ahead and being able to play. The Merriwood South prepares you for those playoff runs. In the bottom half of their sectional, of course, you've got Allman, Green Bay, New Lutheran, Marion, Pacelli, of course, 2 in the state. Sevastopol, who I think has got a nice squad in terms of where it goes. And then, of course, so just looking at 3 ranked teams with Allman, Sevastopol, Pacelli. So they need to get through each other. So once again, it probably comes down to Newman Catholic and Pacelli, one of those teams with an opportunity to go to state. And that's really where this Newman team has been the last couple of years. They've been knocking on that door. And with the way that Jankowski can move the ball a little bit, the way you see they can scrap out some runs, don't be surprised to see the Cardinal team. Don't let their record in conference fool you. This is a quality team that's going to make some noise in Division 5 come playoff time.
The 3-2. Nelson and past the first baseman Sukinen, and Kavanaugh will go from first to third, and Nelson will go to second, and she'll be safe at home, and then Nelson will be out at third. So Kavanaugh will score, Nelson will be out, but the Royals get another run. Trying to be pretty aggressive on the base paths here in the fourth inning.
Yeah, you know, it's one of those deals, Steve, where Coach Nelson and Coach Hill have been really aggressive on the base paths. You know, it kind of reminds me a little bit of Spash softball, where they force you to make really high-quality throws and plays, and they kind of bank on the fact that you won't do it on a consistent basis. Newman has made 2 really nice throws in this particular ball game, or in this particular inning, to go ahead and generate the 2 outs. But the Royals also pick up another important run. So 8-2 Assumption over Newman, as there's going to be Coach Jankowski coming out having a little bit of conversation as Jason Wolf and Paul Dean, 2 of the absolute best officials, talk about over.
Reminder that Sparhawk Trucking has become one of the area's leading trucking companies, reliably hauling for over 44 years. Come work for the best and learn more at SparhawkTrucking.com, as well as Econ Electric. Whether you need residential, commercial, or industrial electrician work, you could rely on Econ Electric, where every job is done safe, done right, on time, every time. So not sure what the conversation was about, but nonetheless, Jason Wolf gave the safe signal, and there's nobody on and 2 outs for Macy Vollert. Pumps in a strike to Jankowski, and it's 0-1.
Over in Columbus, it's the Dons 14, Gilman 1 in the Clover Belt East.
Yep.
Showdown.
Baseball or softball?
Softball.
Okay.
Softball. So looks like Columbus Catholic is going to go ahead and take control of the conference.
The 1-1 to Vollert. Slow roller to third. Royals get 1. They leave none. We've played 4 on the 5-3 putout. Royals lead 8-2. We'll be back with the 5th after this quick break on Zaleski Sports.
From humble beginnings in 1904, the Wheatrick family has grown Grassland Dairy Products into one of the largest processors of butter in the nation. Based in Greenwood, Wisconsin, the family and its hundreds of employees continue their pursuit of providing high-quality products that can proudly be served in restaurants and homes across America.
Bauer & Fine has been based in Marshfield since 1955. And if you're in business that long, you're obviously doing many things right. We always focus on selling world-class products, backing it up with world-class customer support.
Working with Bauer & Fine Business Technologies has been a pleasure. We have staff on call that we can call if we ever have issues, and the printer usability has been really easy, user-friendly.
Give us a call, visit our website. We'd be happy to come in, talk to you. Maybe there's a way we can help you save some money and work more efficiently.
Top of the 5th inning we go here in Wisconsin Rapids for Newman Catholic. It will be 8-9-1 for the Cardinals. It'll be Thiel, Scholes, and Gould against Macy Vollert in her 5th inning of work here for Assumption.
Checking in around the network, Wisconsin Rapids 5, Marshfield 2, bases full, bottom of the 6th inning. I believe that's over in Marshfield Stadium, so Tigers threatening.
First offering to Thiel is swung on a miss. Strikeout victim back in the 2nd inning.
We'll stay here and keep an eye on that one for you just to have the updates. I think Jason would say grab your iPad, grab your laptop, throw the game on the computer. Don't turn us off. We got a good one going here. 8-2 Royals, bottom of the 5th inning.
He'll one right through the wickets of Vollert, and they will record the outs. And Macy said she's okay, as Coach Nelson will come out and right off the inside of the ankle for Macy Vollert, and there's one away.
You know, we had talked about, again, Steve, the impressive level of fielding that both pitchers have had in this particular ball game. Macy, I'm not sure will tell you intentionally she meant to use her calf, but a really nice play by Ari Kavanaugh to go ahead and take the deflection off of that. And again, Macy knocking that ball down saves a leadoff runner for herself and helps Assumption record the first out. So bottom of the 5th inning, 8-2 Assumption over Newman Catholic. 1 out, and
Brianna Scholes. She'll feel it in the morning, that's for sure. She'll have a nice bruise on the inside of her leg there.
Macy Vollert, the most recent prom queen at Assumption Catholic. So congratulations, Macy. That blue legging is going to just go ahead and blend right in with the bruise. It's going to look really super. It's going to be a great picture. I'm looking forward to it.
Scholes at the plate. Paige Gould awaits on deck for the Fighting Cardinals here in this Marywood South showdown. As we close in, it's ball game an hour old, 5:45 here in Central Wisconsin. CMA's Paul J. Glinski from Robinson Park in Wisconsin Rapids. It's 8-2 Assumption. Newman Catholic jumped out to a 2-0 lead in the first. Assumption answered back with 2 in the bottom of the first. And 5. That was a slow roller to Madison Moss at first, and she'll just push over Scholes for the tag 2 away.
It's always such an awkward play over there because you have to tag her, and the runner wants to run through it. And nice play by Madison Moss to go ahead and work through that.
Now Paige Gould, 2 for 2 today. A couple of nice hits for Paige in this one. Speedy shortstop. Holler looks in, long look. Wheels and deals. Right on the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. Mutual of Wausau Insurance, protecting homes, farms, and businesses since 1875. Visit mutualofwausau.com to find agents near you.
Over in Eau Claire Memorial, you've got Eau Claire Memorial 5, Rice Lake 5. Looks like they're playing on the hard diamond baseball in the top of the 4th inning. One of my favorite things about Zaleski Sports right now is really statewide coverage. You get a chance to go ahead and see some of the best teams in the state. Coverage from Milwaukee all the way over to Eau Claire.
That's going to be hit over to Schooley at short. She'll rifle it over to first and retire Gould for the first time here in this one. We've played 4.5. 8-2 Assumption. Bottom of the 5th inning we go. We'll be back after this quick break. Zaleski Sports.
Why work for Staub Construction?
Everybody around you is just family.
Everybody seems to bond together and get along good, and
they, I believe, truly care about their employees.
Staub has a great benefits package.
Staub is an employee-owned company that puts a large emphasis on work-life balance.
And everybody wants to see everybody succeed. It's a good place to work.
Join the team at Staub Construction. Apply now at staubco.com.
Hey everybody, Nat over at Wheeler Chevrolet GMC, and I am standing in our all-new Express Lane. Open now, no appointment necessary. Stop on in and get things like oil changes, filters, quick lubes. No appointment necessary. See you soon.
Bottom of the 5th inning we go here for Assumption. Lydia Smits to lead things off. A couple of fielder's choices today for Lydia as we head into the bottom of the 5th.
Steve, over in Stevens Point, you've got the Spash Panthers 1, Wausau West 1 in the top of the 3rd inning, with Wausau West going ahead and having runners on 2nd and 3rd, so challenging Spash's unbeaten streak in conference, which is interesting. The other one I want to just give a shout out to is I had an opportunity to umpire last night, DC Everest and Wausau East girls. Addison Cluck is as impressive of a pitcher as we've seen in the area. Her ball moves, she throws it hard, pinpoint accuracy. DC Everest, of course, lost to Spash 1-0 and 1-0. That is must-see softball when you add Chippewa Falls Superior. That sectional is going to be really tough.
The 0-2. Foul at the plate again. And talking to people about that sectional, that sectional final, and that's going to be a very, very busy day at the WIAA Sports Complex in Plover with Pacelli and Spash both hosting sectional finals at the same time, at the same just fields back to back. It's going to be a crazy, crazy day in Plover at the end of the month.
You know, it's kind of fun. Actually, last year, Steve, it was a similar situation on a sectional semifinal day. Spash was playing on one field. I was actually working a sectional final on the other field. It's a terrific atmosphere when atmosphere over in Plover when those teams get together anyway. But then I think when you throw the opportunity of what's going to be on stake that day and the fact that both Sebastian and Michelli could be in those games, even better.
The 0-1 to Norton misses.
And
One ball and one strike.
Is it safe to say that you can expect to see that action live and for free here on Zaleski Sports?
At least the Pacelli game.
Okay.
Yeah, yep. Or at least the, depending.
If Pacelli's
who's
in it,
there.
definitely could be.
Yep.
Ullman, potentially.
Yep.
Perhaps Newman Catholic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, in terms of where it goes. So, again, we're right on that cusp of the playoff season. It's amazing to think we're that far away, but there's only about 20 school days left for most of these kids.
Off the glove of Jankowski and a 1-4-3 put out there to record the second out here in the 5th inning. 2 up and 2 down for Lexi Stofflet. A double and a ground out today for Lexi.
When Jankowski has settled in, she's really done a nice job here. So the Royals came out and hit her hard in the first couple innings, but the last couple innings, Jankowski has done a nice job of working back and forth. As Gould just gets caught playing in, and Stofflet drops a
Texas Leaguer bloop single, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, it's just it's like a broken record. We talk about it all the time. Bloop singles like that, and a line drive that will probably be caught later on. Now Madison Moss looks at a ball low.
First baseman Madison Moss.
I would not expect Coach Nelson to put Stofflet in motion with 2 outs here in the 5th. I would think that you want to try to get back to the top of your order.
Yep.
So keeping Moss or having Moss finish the at bat, I think would be an important piece for him.
Popped up. Look out, Lily. That time she took her helmet off, and that could have been even more dangerous if she should have kept it on. She didn't know where it was and was running around. Didn't want to bonk her on the noggin there.
We're going to blame Jason Wolf for being in the way on that. That's hard to sing as an umpire. You don't want to be in the way of your catcher, and then you have to be able to locate the ball as well.
The 2-1 to Moss, fouled, line straight back into the net, 2-2.
Madison with a good, strong cut there. That was maybe her best swing of the day, Steve. She was just off or just underneath it. But 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the 5th inning. Royals 8, Cardinals 2. Here at Robinson Park in Wisconsin Rapids.
As Moss strikes out, and that'll end the 5th inning. A couple more strikeouts for Jankowski. We've played 5 complete. 6th inning we go. 8-2 Royals. Back after this break on Zaleski Sports.
Hi, I'm Shai from Next Step Prosthetics. 5 years ago, we opened our practice to provide life-changing prosthetics that are both comfortable and functional.
I would definitely recommend Shai.
Shai is very compassionate, caring.
We've grown to serve patients throughout Wisconsin. We want to thank them, their families, and providers who have trusted us on their journey.
Go to Next Step, because it's going to change your life.
Why wait another day? Call to set up a free, no-obligation evaluation. Let us take the next step together towards a better life.
Wondering what to feed your team after work, the game, or this weekend? Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids has tasty, char-broiled burgers for any hungry appetite. From the classic hamburger to the famous Chips Champ and everything in between, check out our daily specials. Stop inside to enjoy your meal with comfortable seating. See our complete menu of burgers, hot ham and cheese, hot beef, chicken and fish, fries, rings, curds, and ice cream served year-round. In a hurry? Same great menu in the drive-thru. Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids.
Welcome back to Robinson Park. Lily Shields to lead things off here for Newman Catholic, and as the Royals have done so often this year, if it's not every game, it's every other game. Ari Kavanaugh coming in to pitch the last 2 innings here for Assumption. Macy Vollard over to second base here in the 6th inning.
Yeah, you would assume that this is a normal plan piece and not because Macy took the ball off the shin. But once again, after giving up 2 runs in the first inning, which is pretty rare to see Macy get scored on, settled in and threw another gem of a performance, putting Assumption in a chance and it's spot to pick up their 7th conference win and maintain their 1-game lead with 3 to go, providing that they go ahead and hang on here. So I believe that Marathon is playing Auburndale this week. I believe that Stratford is playing Edgar, if I'm not mistaken. And again, 2 Royal wins combined with 2 losses from either Auburndale or Edgar, and you could see Assumption clinch conference this week. If not, they'll have a shot if they can do it next week. And again, there's a great example of what we're talking about. As Shields absolutely hits a line drive, great play by Anna Schooley. But you talk about all those bloops that turn out for a double and what have you, and then for Shields, she ropes a line drive at Schooley. So Anna showing off those long arms, going ahead and recording the first out. Nice swing by Lily Shields. Unfortunately for the Cardinals, it results in the first out here in the top of the 6th inning. So 8-2 Royals with the lead.
See if we can get you a Stratford softball score here. I don't think Marathon has a game changer, so we'll see if we can find an update from Marathon and Auburndale here in just a little bit. And now Ashley Jankowski, the 0-1. The line to Vollert and bobbled it for about 5 times and then recovers to record the out. 2 up and 2 down here in the 6th. So if this score is accurate, top of the 6th inning in Edgar, it is Stratford 0, Edgar 0 in the 6th inning. So that's one to keep an eye out on as well. First offering there to Ava Sukinen for a strike. See if we can find you a Marathon score here.
0-1's the count. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th, in the top of the 6th inning. Royals up 8-2. Again, a lot of early game offense. 2 runs for Newman right away in the top of the 1st inning. Assumption responded with 2 runs. Then a flurry of just fielding plays. Yeah. But since Coach Jankowski had the meeting at second base about, hey, ladies, where are we going with the throwing play, Newman has really settled down and made some nice throws. Shields cut down Schooley stealing at second. Then Claire Nelson got thrown out at third. And Newman has settled into this ball game, so it's kind of turned into a defensive battle after starting off with what looked like it was the Wild Wild West in the first couple innings of offense.
If anybody has a score update from Marathon and Auburndale, let us know. There's a ground ball backhanded by Schooley. Schooley steps across, not in time. And infield base hit there for Ava Sukinen here with 2 outs in the 6th.
Sukinen showing off her speed getting down the first base line. Schooley showing off her range going deep in the hole to go ahead and track down that ball.
Now Madison Keene, a pop out and a ground out today for Madison, as Newman's got a base runner with 2 outs. And if you can throw it in the chat, we'll gladly take your score updates here on Zaleski Sports. Appreciate everyone tuning in this afternoon here on Zaleski Sports. As soon as this game wraps up, we won't have any post-game interviews. We won't have any we'll have a quick post-game, and then got to pack up and head a couple minutes down the road and go over to Washington Elementary School for Assumption Amherst girls soccer starting at about 7 o'clock here tonight.
Looking forward to tuning in and checking that one out. I will not be joining you on the broadcast for that one, Steve.
The weekly hit ball to short. Tough play. Not in time. I believe that's the right call. That was the infield base hit for Madison Keene. And there's 2 on now with 2 outs.
Keene with great speed down the line. That ball was a slow hit roller. Schooley did a nice job of being able to charge it. But with Keene's speed, really tough to go ahead and get her at first.
Now batting number 11, left fielder Molly Merrill.
I got a couple more, yeah. Pacelli trailing Wittenberg, Burnhamwood 9-0 in the bottom of the 5th. Wittenberg, another outstanding baseball team this year.
One of the local broadcast news channels, I don't know if we're allowed to say, just had a feature on Wittenberg last night on the news. That was definitely worthwhile going ahead and checking out. Kind of a fun story about a baseball family, and again, Wittenberg, very successful football, basketball, and now baseball.
And now Kavanaugh strands a couple of runners on the 1-3 put out there. And that'll end our top of the 6th inning. No runs, couple of hits, 2 left on. We have played 5.5, 8-2 Assumption. Back after this, Zaleski Sports.
You're tuned in to Better Halves. Mike, what are you looking for?
Skip, I'm not getting older. I'm getting better. I still got big plans for my life and my Medicare.
I know exactly what you want from Medicare. Same as all the other guys. Me!
Hey, Mike, I'm Sheila from Security, and I'm just like you. In fact, I'm from your neighborhood, and I've got a Medicare plan that treats you like you.
Did it just get better in here?
What sets Nakusa Port Edward State Bank apart from other Wisconsin banks far beyond rates and financial services? You can expect an experience filled with individualized personal care unique to you and your business. Nakusa Port Edward State Bank has over 100 years of serving the Wisconsin Rapids area, local small and mid-sized businesses, while proudly supporting so many community projects over the years. They're your neighbors, your friends, and you'll find them actively serving communities where we work, live, and play. Nakusa Port Edward State Bank, strong enough to protect you, large enough to serve you, and small enough to know you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. Wrong way. Delaney Hahn to lead things off. Square to bunt, tried to swing and missed, and it's 0-1.
Steve, did you know that you can pick up all of your pets' favorites from Fleet Farm? Find everything from food and treats to toys, health products under one roof. From the brands you trust, dogs and cats, they've got you covered. Shop your pets' everyday essentials at Fleet Farm. And as I've said before, and I'll say it again, if Fleet Farm doesn't sell it, you just don't need it.
Delaney Hahn pops out to Gould at short for the first out of the inning, and now Anna Schooley here in the home half of the sixth inning. Just past, we are at 6 o'clock here in central Wisconsin as we're watching some Merriwood South girls softball here tonight. And now it's going to be roped again, foul, and it's 0-1. These two teams scheduled to play Thursday up in Wausau. Let's see if it gets moved around to Wednesday or Friday with weather pending on Thursday night.
Yeah, right now the Royals are set to be in action on Friday here at home against Athens. But again, you're at the time of the year where conference games trump non-conference games. And interestingly enough, unlike basketball where that Athens game would be a conference game, in softball, the Merriwood North is its own separate conference, or as a result, non-conference.
The 1-1 rolls in there. 2-1, and that makes, as crazy as it is during basketball that they count towards conference records and all that, just can't fathom having that during the spring with as Schooley lifts this one to center field. Soboleski will track it and catch it for the out here in the sixth. There's teams that there's schools that don't have teams. Newman Catholic doesn't have a baseball team this year. A couple of softball teams probably drop out here and there. So
yeah, the participation in spring sports, whether it gets to be a little bit of a senior opportunity or what exactly it is, it's the case. Hey, Steve, let's take an opportunity here from Rapid Sheet Metal. So as the weather warms up, let's look to Rapid Sheet Metal for heating and cooling in Wisconsin Rapids. For more than 100 years, they have made your home and business comfortable. Call Rapids Sheet Metal Heating and Cooling today.
Appreciate all the fine folks over at Rapid Sheet Metal, including our very own Rob Schill. Quality Plus Printing in Wisconsin Rapids can help your business with all your printing service. Banners, labels, postcards, programs, and so much more, all with quality custom work, quick turnaround times, and great customer service. Visit qpprinting.com. Quality Plus Printing, getting your words out. And there's two-away here for Ari Kavanaugh for Assumption here in the sixth inning. And she's going to line this one to right to the newly added right fielder. And Ari Kavanaugh is going to pick up her second triple, and they are going to send her home. The throw home to Shields, and back to third, and she almost got thrown out at third running back, but another triple, her fourth hit of the game for Ari Kavanaugh.
Coach Jankowski just had positioned as right fielder and had told her to take one more step to left field. And Ari went ahead and hit that ball down the right field line. And with her speed, she was thinking inside the park. But again, two triples in this ball game. Nice to see Ari Kavanaugh going ahead and having a nice day at the plate, which brings up number one, Claire Nelson.
Runner at third and 2 outs for Nelson. Outside corner strike, and it's 0-1. Ari Kavanaugh 4 for 4 today. 2 triples and 2 singles. 3 runs scored so far for the sophomore Royal. And this is low and out, 1-1.
Also threw a scoreless inning in. She had a really heads-up play off of the ball that Macy Vollert, that hit off Vollert's calf to record the out. Good-looking sophomore ball player here for the Royals.
And that was going to be grounded to first and foul. And it's 1-2 now to Nelson. Fielder's choice, double, single for Claire here today.
Claire's last at bat hit a ball that was off the base of the fence. She got cut down at third base, being aggressive on the base paths. On a nice throw by Shields, I believe.
1-2 popped up, shallow left, long run. It's going to fall. An RBI base hit for Claire Nelson, going Oppo Taco for the junior.
So, again, we talk about the line drives versus the bloopers and where they're able to take a look at it. Again, Coach Nelson going to send in courtesy runner for his catcher, number 3, Jordan Jaglinski, entering the game. With 2 outs, I'll be curious to see if Coach Nelson puts Jordan in motion on the base pass with 2 outs.
Macy Voller reached on an error, had an RBI single, and grounded out today on her 3 at-bats. Jordan Jaglinski at first, and that was going to be hit foul at the plate, and it's 0-1. Get Culligan Water for only $9.95 a month for the first 3 months. Visit Sterling Culligan Water at CulliganH2O.com. That's Culligan H, the number 20.com.
Bobby Boucher just came in the chat, and he says, that's high-quality H2O.
Grounded over to Gould and across, and that will end the 6th inning. A run on a couple of hits and 1 left on. Last shot here for Newman Catholic, trailing 9-2. We'll be back after this quick break on Zaleski Sports.
You couldn't possibly go through all this stuff by yourself, especially since Dad isn't as young and mobile as he used to be. You know, I'd love to help if I had more time between work, kids, and their activities. Have you considered getting any help?
I'd love to, but I don't know who to call.
Kushel & Kushel, removal and recycling services for seniors, handicaps, and those who need help. We do the dirty work so you don't have to. From painting, landscaping, moving, chores, and more. Please give David a call at 715-323-5762.
Business owners share so many challenges, but there's one challenge that has an easy solution. Branding your business with creative graphics and a plethora of effective print marketing options is as easy as Quality Plus Printing. With over 30 years of marketing expertise and a track record of happy customers, you can trust in Quality Plus Printing to develop the perfect brand for you. As a business owner, you have enough to focus on. Give yourself a break and trust in Quality Plus Printing on 8th Street in Wisconsin Rapids, or find us at qpprinting.com. That's qpprinting.com.
Camille Soboleski to lead things off. 7-8-9 here for Newman Catholic in the top of the 7th inning already. A reminder that, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Get a free quote from Carrie Van Aert, State Farm on auto, homeowners, life insurance, renters, and more. For both Wisconsin Rapids and Marshfield, find Carrie Van Aert, State Farm on Facebook. Get started today. Appreciate all of our sponsors. It is a great thing to have all of our sponsors helping us out all year long, and I know we thank them a lot, but thank them even more for this crazy spring season. Soboleski looks at a ball low and in, and it is a 1 ball and 1 strike.
Thank our sponsors. Not only thank sponsors, thank all of our folks at home that go ahead and tune in. Without you, the fans, and of course our sponsors, we would not be able to bring you high school sports for free here on Zaleski Sports. So thank everybody for going ahead and checking it out.
Check out our schedule for tomorrow. We got 1 game on a Wednesday over at the Quadplex here in town. It is Wisconsin Rapids and Marshfield softball, 4 p.m. first pitch.
Steve, let's switch gears for a second. The banged up Bucks down 3-1 to the Pacers tonight. Are they going to go ahead and get one at home and extend the series, or is this kind of the end of what I think would be a highly disappointing first-round loss for the Bucks? Although with Giannis and Dame hurt, probably not unexpected.
Yeah, and they lost to the Pacers last year, so it wouldn't be I don't know. I haven't been watching much, so it is what it is until mid-June when the finals happen. So. Which is crazy in itself that basketball starts in October and the finals are in June, and which is going to be even crazier because then the Olympics are in July, and a lot of the players in the NBA are going to go play for their respective countries, and Team USA is going to has a pretty stacked roster.
The good news is LeBron James is going to have plenty of time to rest between now and July. So it's interesting with the stat on LeBron last night. He now has the most playoff losses in NBA history. He's got the most playoff points. He's got the most playoff wins. You know, he's one of those deals where he's been around for 20 years. So and he's been in the playoffs just about every year. So all those records he pretty much has. Watching
the Dan Patrick Show, give a shout out to DP and all those guys. They always have a stat of the day and do all that fun stuff.
Stat of the day.
Yeah.
Stat of the day.
It's the first time since here's the 1-2. It's the first time since LeBron's second year, 'cause I think his rookie year they didn't make the playoffs, but since 2005 I think was his second year. Either LeBron, Kevin Durant, or Steph Curry for the last 20 years have been in the have all been, or one of them has been in the second round of the playoffs, and this is the first time in that span that neither of them are.
I'm not going to lie to you. If you've not been watching a lot of the NBA playoffs, watching Luka Doncic and watching Nikola Jokic, or the Joker, are just two of the absolute most enjoyable pieces. As we got a little frisbee golf disc on the field. Lydia Schmidt.
Oh, my goodness.
Look at this. Over the scoreboard.
It didn't make it.
No. Boo. Lydia does a lot of things well. I do not envision frisbee golf being that is a bogey. We are giving her a double bogey, in fact. Next time we have post-game Lydia on, we're going to make sure we have the frisbee golf moment there, Steve.
That was pretty good.
Anyway, back to the ball game. Top of the seventh inning here from Robinson Park in Wisconsin Rapids. Disc golf in the background, but on the field, Assumption 9, Newman Catholic 2. Runner on first base, 1 out. Ari Kavanaugh on the mound.
Brianna Scholes at the plate, and Ari pops the mid for a strike, evens it up, and a ball and a strike. Yeah, I was going to say, as Paul mentioned, Assumption Newman Catholic on Thursday, Assumption Athens on Friday. That game on Friday we will not have on the network, as I'll be heading over to Pittsville, and Pittsville will host Auburndale, a non-conference rivalry game, as they're having a ceremony over at the pit. A lighting ceremony. They got new lights in over at in Pittsville, and they're going to have a big-time ceremony, and pretty cool over in Pittsville.
I'm old enough to remember when Wrigley Field installed lights and that the Cubs had the first night game. So, again, I talked about how the person gets so old. I can remember that as an important piece. As Kavanaugh goes ahead and earns the second strikeout for the second out of the inning. Has anybody in the chat given us a Marathon Auburndale and or Edgar Stratford score, Steve?
I do not believe so. Is this our game? No, that's a different game. Let's see. I have not seen it. Nope. But you can check out ZaleskiSports.com. Mike Wendland will have them all updated tomorrow. As Paige Gould swings and misses, and Newman Catholic down to their final out here in this Merriwood South game.
So much outstanding content on ZaleskiSports.com. Mike Wendland and the crew doing a great job really building that website as a must-check daily trafficking website. Just try to go ahead and let's rephrase that. It's not a trafficking website. It's a must-check-out daily website as part of your checking out internet traffic information. But that didn't come out the way I wanted it to. I apologize in advance.
1 ball and 2 strikes now to Paige Gould. Ari Kavanaugh has worked a pretty good 2 innings, or an inning and 2/3 so far here, and trying to finish it off and get another conference win for the Royals. Kavanaugh wheels and deals and grounds it over to Vollert. Underhands it, and that'll end the 7th inning, as I believe they said that Sobolewski was called out in the base paths anyway. But nonetheless, it will end our ball game here tonight. Assumption 9 and Assumption 9, Newman Catholic 2. We'll step aside quickly, come back with your Next Step Prosthetics postgame show after this on Zaleski Sports.
Hi, I'm Shai from Next Step Prosthetics. 5 years ago, we opened our practice to provide life-changing prosthetics that are both comfortable and functional.
I would definitely recommend Shai.
Shai is very compassionate, caring.
We've grown to serve patients throughout Wisconsin. We want to thank them, their families, and providers who have trusted us on their journey.
Go to Next Step, because it's going to change your life.
Why wait another day? Call to set up a free, no-obligation evaluation. Let us take the next step together towards a better life.
Time now for your Next Step Prosthetics postgame show here at Robinson Park in Wisconsin Rapids. It was 2-0 after the top of the first, 2-2 after the first inning. And then Assumption exploded for 5 runs in the second inning, got a single one in the fourth and 1 in the sixth. Macy Vollert really settled down, as did Ashley Jankowski, and a good pitching performance after the first inning or first 2 innings by both ladies.
Top of the Assumption lineup really had a ball game, really had a day highlighted by Ari Kavanaugh's 4-for-4, 3-run scored performance. Again, Claire Nelson continued to swing a hot stick for the Royals, who earned another important conference win, moving them to now 7-1 in conference with 3 conference games remaining and at least a 1-game lead, depending upon what happened with that Edgar Stratford and the Marathon Auburndale game. But setting up an opportunity to go ahead and capture, I believe Coach Nelson said, their 5th conference championship in a row, and keeping it going forward. For Newman Catholic, again, as I said, 9-2 the final score of the ball game here, Steve, but that's a good squad and in a sectional that's got a chance to really go ahead and make some noise. So looking forward to that ball game on Thursday. Why don't you give us just a quick preview? You're heading over to Assumption Soccer. Why don't you give us just a quick preview of what you have? Who are they playing? What's that going to look like?
Yeah, Assumption Amherst, middle of the Midwestern Wisconsin Conference. Regis McDonald, top of the conference right now. Adams Friendship second, and then I think it's Assumption and Amherst 3 and 4 are tied for third. I don't know, but it's going to be my first look at the Assumption girls. They're always a fun watch on the soccer pitch, as they call it, over at Washington Elementary School. So we'll go take a look at that and see how things pan out here tonight for Amherst and Assumption girls soccer coming up in about 45 minutes.
If you're in town, come check it out. If not, you can go ahead and get all that action for free, and you can have the opportunity to listen to the soothing voice of Steve Maves here on Zaleski Sports.
I'll try my best. We'll see what we can accomplish over at Washington Elementary School here in about 45 minutes. For my broadcast partner, Paul Jaglinski, this is Steve Maves signing off from beautiful Robinson Park in Wisconsin Rapids. Once again, our Merriwood South girls softball final score, Assumption 9, Newman Catholic 2. Have a great rest of your night. I'll talk to you again tomorrow, Wednesday night, 4 p.m. for Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids softball over at the Quadplex here in Wisconsin Rapids. Have a great rest of your night. We'll talk to you tomorrow right here on Zaleski Sports.